Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the industrial stream. This is the most industrial stream you'll ever watch on a Tuesday night at 7. That's my little disclaimer there. It's Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. I'm sure there's no other industrial streams going on. At least I hope not. Anyways, I am your host, Pop Culture Mechanic. I am the head mechanic on this stream, and I intend to show you, a few things about getting into the skilled trades, what's involved. We'll have some, look at some of the articles out there dealing with the shortage that's going on right now. And I'll also have some pictures and videos. But before I get to that, I'd just like to say welcome to David Glenn. He is the busiest mod, apparently, and I appreciate you, David. You mod for my channel. It's a very big help. And yeah, you're a busy guy tonight. Look at you got 3 streams going on. That's crazy. And also welcome to you, Nico. Nico, it's been a while. Glad to see you stopping by, Nico. Hey, Gemini, you made it, buddy. Right on. Nice to see you, G. Angry Canadian. Hey, AC. How you doing, buddy? And B17, you're here. He just kidnapped a carp for ransom. The owner said he refused to pay for a wild carp. It isn't his. But I think this trick will work. It might. You might have to you'll fool him. I'm pretty sure you will. All right. It's nice to see you all here. Well, let's get right into it then. I was looking around for some news, and I think I found some. And this one piqued my interest, because this is a pretty bold statement. ESG, a top operational priority for Canadian CEOs, from a KPMG report. We'll see about that. From what I've seen, if you're believing in a lot of ESG, your company is going to fail. KPMG's 2024 CEO Outlook reveals that sustainability has become a top priority for many companies, despite potential challenges related to environmental, social, and governance issues. According to a press release by KPMG, the report reveals how advancing ESG and sustainability actions is not just about compliance, but ensuring long-term resilience and value creation. Yeah, it sounds like word salad right off the bat here. KPMG says Canadian CEOs are faced with numerous ESG risks and opportunities that require immediate attention to effectively navigate the sustainability landscape. According to a survey, 55% of CEOs in Canada say it's possible to address all ESG priorities concurrently. Only 55%, eh? Okay. And who is doling out this ESG stuff? Where is this all coming from? Why are CEOs like, oh yeah, we're gonna really do that? It's gonna hurt your business, guaranteed. You're gonna be like that you uncle that shows up like once a month. That's okay, Nico. Hey, Fabric, how you doing, man? Caught in the Newfies would pay a ransom. Don't ask how I don't know. Or don't ask how you know. That's okay. When you're in Newfoundland, you just have to know to kiss the cod and drink the screech. Let's go along here. 29% of CEOs cite ESG as the primary operational focus, more than twofold compared to their global peers. 78% identify regulatory and reporting obligations as the primary reason for prioritizing ESG. 53% believe their sustainability claims can withstand scrutiny, up from 29% a year ago. Scrutiny from who, though? 75% expect it will take at least 3 years to see substantial returns on their ESG investments. Okay. And 63% say they're still struggling to fully embed ESG into their business as a means of value creation. Here's an idea. Don't. If whoever's giving you the ESG money, just say no. Say, no thanks, I don't need your money, I'm not going to implement this. You're forcing social engineering on people. Let's see here. KPMG says the rise in ESG's critical importance for CEOs in Canada can be attributed to several factors, notably the heightened focus on regulatory and reporting considerations. The biggest development in legislation is Bill C-59, provisions announced earlier this year which aim to prevent greenwashing and protect consumers from misleading sustainability claims. This landmark legislation has added substantial weight to the sustainability agenda, compelling companies to ensure their environmental and social claims are verified to avoid significant financial and reputational risks. The demands on Canadian CEOs are substantial, with leaders under pressure to tackle issues such as climate risk, decarbonization, and ethical supply chains. The operational, logistical, financial, and now legal complexities of sustainability call on the entire C-suite to work together to embed ESG across the organization, says Doran Telm, a partner of the national ESG leader KPMG in Canada. Telm also notes that although regulatory pressures are pushing ESG to the forefront, corporations realize that resilience and risk management are in fact at the core. Management teams are coming together to analyze the ESG factors that need to be addressed in the short and long run. They're also refining the ROI calculations to take into account more data on risk impacts, innovative technologies, and financing options. I don't know. Sounds like BS to me, you guys. I don't think it's anything that should be a priority for CEOs. It's ridiculous. But you know what? Wherever the money's coming from, they're gonna listen. So if I'm paying a big CEO some extra cash, he's going to be like, I like what you have to say. So, that's all right. Oh, quick update on the LC6. Yeah, what is it? Apparently some operator somehow sunk it in a lake. It runs, though. Nice. Now you probably got to pull it out, right? Pull it out, or is it pulled out of the lake? Did you drive it in there, Fabric? Did you drive it in the lake? You're not going to admit it, are you? Let's have a look here on what here we go. Engine-led study reveals future skills gap in Canada's manufacturing sector. We knew that already, though. In a study conducted under Engen's Future Ready program, funded in part by ESDC's Sectoral Workforce Solutions program, the cluster contracted 6 industry associations, all those guys, to engage their members to help generate a snapshot of the current skills and proficiencies of the Canadian manufacturing workforce, and how those skills and proficiencies are projected to evolve through 2040. In total, 157 Canadian manufacturers participated in this study. Projected skill levels for 2030 and 2040 indicate an emerging emphasis on digital literacy, cognitive skills, and soft skills, with the largest changes in projected proficiencies occurring in digital literacy, problem solving, and creativity and innovation. Okay, well, you're doing that already. If you're in the trades on the job, your digital literacy, working with computers, learning email, Office, that's the basic stuff to learn. Problem solving obviously comes into place. Creativity, if you're allowed to fabricate things from scratch or you're designing things, you're going to have your creativity and imagination to use. So it's already taking place. I don't know why they're yapping it up about more emphasis on it. Engine says the results paint a picture of a digitally literate workforce that will require cognitive and soft skill enhancement to be effective in the digital work environment of the future. The findings suggest that manufacturing needs to understand and prepare for changes in competencies across all job functions. This will require a strategy of incorporating continuous upskilling and recruitment within and across the manufacturing sector. Another finding was that there was a great deal of commonality across the various sectors of manufacturing and across regions, meaning that pan-Canadian cross-sectoral solutions have the potential to drive tremendous economic impact. Your buddy bought it at the auction for $2,600. You put another $3,000 in it, and he'll have a $69,000 crane. Wow! No, that's great, Fabric. That's awesome. If you only have to put that much money into it, good for you guys. And look who's arrived, DJ Ronnie G. What's up, DJ? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Memories. Gemini. Yeah. You haven't driven anything into a lake since 19... Okay, you're off the hook this time, Fabric. And here I thought you had a good story of how you drove it in the lake. But okay. To finish this off, we believe that our manufacturing workforce is a critical national asset and must be looked at through a pan-Canadian cross-sectoral lens, said Stuart Kramer, Chief Manufacturing Officer at NGen. Through our collaboration with 6 organizations supporting specific manufacturing sectors, we have identified common core competencies as well as common skills, challenges facing Canada's manufacturing sector, which provides nearly 10% of Canada's GDP. Hey, Alex Moore, how you doing, buddy? In a press release about the study, NGen emphasized that manufacturing is essential to the Canadian economy, contributing approximately 10% of the country's GDP. 2 of the biggest challenges facing manufacturers are ensuring that their workers have the right skills to support them as they take on new technologies and practices, on onboarding enough new workers to support sustained operations and growth. These challenges will be exacerbated as more of the existing workforce enters retirement. Introducing automation and other digital technologies has been proposed as a solution to address the skills gap, but it poses its own set of unique challenges. Transitions aren't only about innovation and technology, said Flavio Volpe, president of APMA. The companies that get it right are the ones that will bet on their current workforce with new skills, patience, and direction. The jurisdictions that will lead in the new automotive will be the ones that partner with those companies and workers to chart their path. So, my take on that is train who you have now, look to the future, hire young people to come in and learn from your old workers now so that they can carry on with and get the knowledge they need for when the old workers retire. That knowledge won't be lost. So it's up to you, companies, all you guys that own companies, people that are in HR or whatever it is, presidents of the companies, whatever. You guys plan for the future. Quit thinking that your workers are always going to be there, because they're not always going to be there. So that's what I believe they should do to fill that gap. What else? Government investing $90 million to support Made in Ontario research and innovation? No. Trump's 25% tariff would lead to pain on both sides of the border, leaders say. Yeah, but that's only if you trust what the leaders say. Let's see what happens. What's this article about? They will be if you chain them to the wall. Yeah, David. Business and political leaders in Canada say there will be pain if Donald Trump follows through on his pledge to impose a 25% tariff on all Canadian goods. But they note the hurt will happen in his country as well. I mean, we'll see about that. Yo, Anime Night, how you doing, man? Appreciate you stopping by here. The president-elect posted to Truth Social on Monday that he will sign an executive order imposing a 25% tariff on all product coming into the United States from Canada and Mexico. He said the tariff will remain in place until both countries stop drugs, in particular fentanyl, and people from illegally crossing the borders. I mean, that's his conditions. Like, let's do it. I know Prime Minister Numbskull won't, though. Like, he's more than happy to have people hopped up on drugs because they'll vote for him again. And people illegally crossing the borders, I mean, he better do something about it. So it's like, hey, you want that tariff gone? Just take care of those 2 things. Stop fentanyl, the drugs, and people from crossing the border illegally. The threat was met with a call to action by the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, which said Canada needs to urgently adapt its approach to trade talks with the U.S. Chamber President and CEO Candice Lang said that being America's nice neighbor won't get us anywhere. No, do what he's asking you to do, you idiots. Do it. Crack down on drugs and stop letting people illegally cross the border. Thanks for putting the link in there, DJ. Yes, subscribe to Anime Night and watch them at the conclusion of this show. Nico, you heard construction costs are going to go up if the tariffs happen. What construction stuff U.S. imports from Canada? We know what we import from Mexico. Yeah. You won't be paying a 25% tariff. You get your syrup on the moose jaw black market. There you go. You got to like that moose jaw black market. President-elect Trump's intention to impose 25% tariff signals that the U.S.-Canada trade relationship is no longer about mutual benefit. To him, it's about winners and losers, with Canada on the losing end. She obviously didn't listen to what he said. We're facing a significant shift in the relationship between long-standing allies. Canada's signature approach needs to evolve. We must be prepared to take a couple of punches. If we're going to stake out our position, it's time to trade sorry for sorry, not sorry. Yeah. Tough, real tough talk. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau told reporters on Tuesday that he spoke with Trump after the president-elect announcement on social media and described it as a good call. Yeah, I bet you Trump told him, shut up and don't talk to me. I'm pretty sure that's how that call went. You remember seeing a clip of Justin Castro saying he'll limit immigration for 3 years? I'm assuming he's up for it. You're correct, G. The election is supposed to be next year, so we'll see. We'll see where he goes with that. But right now, he's going around giving money to everybody. So that's how you know there's an election coming up, because he's going around going, oh, yeah, and you guys can have this. And what did I see? There was something about the GST, which is our federal sales tax here. He was going to put a stop to it for 2 years or something like that. Yeah, that's a bonehead move on his part. Also, his carbon tax. If you want to do something really good, get rid of the carbon tax. Stop kicking people when they're suffering. He's kicking people when they're down. So stop that and leave office. Perfect. You guys need that guy from Ghostbusters now. Who, Dan Aykroyd? We talked about some of the challenges that we can work on together, he said. This is Prime Minister Numbskull talking. This is something that we can do, laying out the facts, moving forward in constructive ways. This is a relationship that we know takes a certain amount of working on, and that's what we'll do. Yeah, consider if you're still the Prime Minister, which I hope you're not. The two leaders agreed to stay in touch. Trudeau said he also had calls with Ontario Premier Doug Ford and Quebec Premier François Legault, and agreed to hold a First Ministers meeting this week to talk about the United States. One of the really important things is that we'll all be pulling together on this, Trudeau said. The Team Canada approach is what works. I don't think anybody wants to follow you, so. The president of Mexico has more balls than you, Justy boy, and she's a woman. Trump, probably. Yeah. I bet you that's what he said, G. Previous modeling by the Canadian Chamber of Commerce suggested a 10% across-the-board tariff would reduce the size of the Canadian economy between 0.9 and 1%, resulting in around $30 billion per year in economic costs. It's estimated the U.S. would see around $125 billion a year in economic costs. University of Calgary economist Trevor Tom, who authored the Chamber's report on the modeling before the U.S. election, said that on X that the Canadian economy would take an annual real GDP hit of around 2.6% when updating for a 25% tariff. That would equate to around $2,000 per person, he said. Ford posted on social media that 25% tariff would be devastating to workers and jobs in both Canada and the U.S. I mean, that's yet to be seen. It's all just fear-mongering right now. Why does Kanakistan have a carbo tax? What pollution do you have? This is what I've been saying, Fabric. I've been saying this every stream, every trade stream. Canada only has a population of like 36 million. Any pollution we put in the air is insignificant. It's infinitesimal compared to the over 1 billion people in China, the over 1 billion people in India. The pollution from those two countries just pale. It's exponentially huge compared to what we would ever put out here. It's unbelievable, and I'm just disgusted by the fact that our Prime Minister idiot keeps kicking Canadian people when they're down, when they're having a hard time with all the inflation, and this guy's like, oh yeah, we're going to raise the carbon tax. Get him out of there. Get rid of that tax completely. Stop taking money from people, and then what they do here is they take a lot of money from you and they give it back to you as a rebate. And they're like, oh, look, we're giving out checks and money. Look how good we are. And it's like, stop taking my money in the first place. Hey, James, how you doing? Oh, by the way, I figured out the DS, how to change the screens. So it's going to be next gaming stream. It's going to fill the whole screen. So it won't be up and down anymore. It'll be horizontal and way easier for you guys to see. So I'll try it that way. And I appreciate your suggestion there, and I followed up on it. The pollution is all of Quebec. Yes, I can't. You're not wrong, G. You're not wrong. Are you the only one who thinks Pierre Polytechnic looks and sounds like a young Dan Aykroyd? You know what? It might be. But I would rather have him than Numbskull there. Canada, no forest management, left half the country burn. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Your ranch puts out more carbon than all of Kazakhstan. Yeah. I mean, and I'm okay with that. There's no way that has any harm, that it does any harm. All these ranches and all that, and they're like, oh, cows, methane, blah, blah, blah. You know what? It's not doing anything. We are so insignificant compared to the size of the earth. All these people that think that we affect the weather, we affect things. It's like, look, we are tiny. We are so tiny and is insignificant on the whole planet. But you know what? It pushes their agenda, so they're going to keep doing that. Yeah, whole screen, G. You got her. Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah, James. Let's finish this off here. Legault tweeted that everything must be done to avoid the tariffs, and British Columbia Premier David Eby posted Trump's tariffs would hurt Canadians and Americans alike. Canadians must stand united. Autonomous respond with strength. Yeah. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith said in a social media post that the Trump administration has valid concerns related to illegal activities at the border. See, she read what he said. He said, stop the drugs and stop the people from entering illegally. It's like, that's all you have to do, and you won't have a tariff. But she noted vast majority of her province's energy exports to the U.S. are delivered through secure and safe pipelines, which she said do not in any way contribute to these illegal activities. Yes, that is correct. Pretty sure algae puts out more oxygen than all of the land. Algae is one of the biggest contributors. You bet it is. Canadian American Business Council, Beth Burke, said in a statement Monday night that Trump's proposal would harm businesses on both sides of the border and would erode the economic and geopolitical strength of North America. Canadian dollar traded at 71 cents U.S. early Tuesday morning, down from 71.53 cents on Monday. I mean, if the dollar goes down, our exports are going to look good anyway, because you can buy more for less. That's how it works here. So if it goes down to 60 cents, all the other countries whose dollar is worth more, it's going to benefit them. So we may even sell more exports if that's the case. Especially when you have a fish tank, no filter, and full of it. Most of your ranch's pollution is just you on Dean night, according to your wife. Yeah, that would do it. Gotta watch out for those beans. Most of their oxygen comes from the ocean. That's why cleaning our oceans are more important than tree huggers in the Amazon. Make oceans clean again. Yeah, I agree. Clean out all the plastic that's floating around. I heard there's a big island of plastic and stuff like that. Get that out of there. Some warned a potential blanket tariff would also be bad for business on the U.S. side of the border. I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me. Would it affect you guys at all? Like, let me know. Is it, you know, could it? For American businesses and for American consumers, this would mean higher prices and increased costs for input and less competitive business environment for America as well. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce chief economist Stephen Tapp said in an interview, things would be even worse if other countries retaliated with tariff walls of their own. In that case, Canadian incomes would fall by 1.5% and productivity by 1.6%. Tapp said in this case, it would amount to $2,000 less in purchasing power for the American consumer. The numbers are even higher with a 25% tariff. Island of plastic. Yes, it's called Staten Island. Ho, DJ, ho! Take that, New York. Cambodia is on the loonie? No, can't be. Yes, yeah, for those who don't know, the loonie is what they call the dollar here. Just because there's a picture of, it's a dollar coin and there's a picture of a loon on it. He suspects that increased costs would not be appreciated in the U.S. that voted for Trump's promises of reducing inflation and the costs of living. Consumers that have just gone through the pandemic and large inflation, then difficult times for Americans and Canadians, I think they would really not be happy to see prices go up and the sticker shock that they would feel. Prices have already gone up. A joint statement from Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland and Public Safety Minister Dominic LeBlanc said Ottawa will continue to discuss border security issues with the incoming administration. Yes, as you should. Even the threat of tariffs is bad for investment in Canadian business. It would be bad for overall sentiment in Canada for the consumer side. Trump's first tenure in the White House did show that Canadian businesses are resilient. Tapp said they should prepare for a rush of orders before any tariffs come into play, also bracing for uncertainty and chaos in the 4 years that follow. You know, I mean, he just said it. They're resilient to when he was in the last time. So, you know what's going to happen? Same thing that happened last time. Stop trying to fearmonger. Stop trying to scare people. And just do your damn job. All the guy asked for was to stop the drugs and stop the illegal immigrants. And you won't get a tariff then. That's all he said. And he probably meant it more for Mexico than he did for Canada. But these guys are just losing their minds. Anyways, that's it for that news. Okay. I found this on the Business Examiner of all things. Wages, advancement, and training. Magnets to attract trades workers to firms. Let's see if they get this right. Make ethics great again. Yes, there you go. Yo, what up, Boris? How you doing, man? Nice to see you stop by. Oh, yeah, you're over on Rumble there. Yeah, nice. And on Kick. Boris jumps around, everybody. He jumps around. Goes from Rumble to Kick, over to Twitch. And he's on YouTube. All right, let's see what this has to say. British Columbia. Offering fair wages and opportunities for advancement and training are major magnets that construction companies can use to attract employees to their firms. British Columbia has known for years that a shortage of skilled trades workers was on its way. Yes, see? They knew for years that it was on its way. And you can do that so easily. And it has arrived. Along with growing construction industry, growing companies have been putting their best foot forward to get the brightest and best to join their teams. And the result is recognizable, strong opportunities for a healthy economic future for new recruits to the industry. All Trump wants from America's hat is to stop spreading its lice and dandruff across the border. Yes, Yeah, we just need to use some Head and Shoulders or something like that. Maybe some coal tar. If you want to watch the news from West Canada Parliament, try NTD Live from earlier today. Quite an argument. NTD. Okay. The only illegals we get from Kazakhstan are 40-year-old strippers of the beaver hat. Well, hey, they got to go somewhere, right? It looks like Wyoming's the place to go, apparently. Thanks for throwing the link in there, DJ. The stream for Ars later. Casey Edge, Executive Director of the Victoria Residential Builders Association, says companies look for apprentices with a strong work ethic, flexibility, willingness to learn, and commitment. The company should also have strong foundational values. Housing shortages are ongoing, and demand is expected to be strong for many years. Now more than ever, housing is a top priority for Canadians. A shortage of housing and skilled trades is expected to continue for years. Rory Kolmala, CEO of Vancouver Island Construction Association, says he is confident the Vancouver Island construction industry is well positioned for continuing success. In English et French. En français? Ça c'est bon. About to get one-way flight to Wyoming. There you go. G is on his way. It's like English Parliament in 2 languages. Yes, yeah, that's they switch back and forth. While we face challenges and certain headwinds, including political uncertainty, rising costs, continued labor shortages, immigration challenges, and regulatory complexities, the opportunities for investment and growth are equally strong, he states. I'm optimistic about the future of our construction industry, with ongoing investments in infrastructure, a dire need for housing, and a growing emphasis on sustainability. There's tremendous potential for innovation and career opportunities. By joining a company that supports apprenticeship training, an apprentice can gain hands-on experience while earning a competitive wage from day one. Yes, I agree with that. They'll work alongside seasoned professionals in a supportive environment. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, yeah, don't sugarcoat it, man. Learning practical skills and building a clear path to career growth. The apprentice would be part of a team that values the success, fosters work-life balance, and helps them contribute to meaningful projects that make a difference. Also, the apprentices get the jobs the journeymen don't want to do. So you're on the low man on the totem pole. You're going to be doing all the garbage jobs. Y en español is essentially okay. Kulmala said the ideal apprentice brings enthusiasm, reliability, and a strong willingness to learn to the job. Okay, yeah. Willing to learn. That's got to be a big thing. You're being told things you haven't done before, you better be willing to learn. Reliability, just show up to the job every day. Right? I know nowadays, some of these younger guys are so lazy, but showing up is like 50% of the job. If you're just getting there and you're on time, bosses take notice of that. They're like, hey, this guy's here. He's here every day. He doesn't call in sick. He doesn't ever show up late. Enthusiasm. I mean, as much as you can be excited. If you're doing a job that you've always wanted to do, yeah, you're going to be more excited. But if you're doing a job that you aren't too crazy about, it's hard to get excited about it. Companies are looking for individuals who are motivated, team-oriented, and ready to embrace the challenges and commitment for on-the-job training. Yeah, it's certainly also having a passion for the trades and a good work ethic go a long way in setting an apprentice up for success. So they'll take notice of that, whether it's your supervisor, manager, the owner. They'll know these things. They won't say it to you, but they're watching. Whatever you're doing, if you're working hard or if you're screwing around, they notice those things. Fabric says if Western countries don't address the trade shortage, there won't be any country, and the politicians' cavalier attitude should terrify anyone in the city. Yes, that's exactly it, Fabric. the politicians don't get it yet. Like they have no clue. I don't think some of them have never gotten their hands dirty ever. And if they don't realize that they need to fix that shortage, then they're going to be. It's hard to be a politician of a country that doesn't exist anymore. You know, if your country has fallen into ruin, no one's going to follow you as a politician. No Spanish or Frugistan. This chat speaks English and Newfie, as the good Lord. Hey, that's right there, bye. Make sure you go out to the rock there and bet yourself a boat and sails it out there and catch some cod. Patrick Brandeth is vice president of IWCD, which has been in business for 38 years and operates out of 2 offices on Vancouver Island in Victoria and their headquarters in Nanaimo. He says working at their company will expose workers to various types of construction, whether concrete, tilt, on light industrial or automotive projects, or the many different aspects of carpentry within one of their multi-residential projects. We invest in our employees for the long term through the industry training courses and, most importantly, mentorship from within, he notes. We prefer to grow our employees internally through the systems that have made us successful. Therefore, when we hire with purpose and for long term. Well, good for these guys. That's what they should do. You know, you hire someone and then promote from within and show them that, hey, you make progression. You start at the bottom, you work, you do your job, you do well, and you move along. That's the way it should be. The dream is always to find the perfect hire with many years of experience, is organized, who has a good attitude, fits your company culture, and who easily adapts to your internal processes, he adds. For IWCD, a candidate who is organized with a keen attitude and great work ethic sets the stage for success, and the rest can be learned through the right mentorship. Whether it be in the field or in the office, we put a huge emphasis on mentorship and believe it is the key to growth. Newfie is Canada. Count Dankyu and come at me. They're nice people, Newfies. They're salt of the earth. May not be too swift, but they're salt of the earth kind of people. Cameron Archer, Director of Sales and Marketing for Orion Construction, which builds projects across the province, including throughout the Lower Mainland, in Langford and Colwood on Vancouver Island, and Kamloops and Kelowna in the Thompson Okanagan. At Orion Construction, we offer prospective employees the unique opportunity to become a part of a company that prioritizes growth, mentorship, and innovation as a part of our foundation. Archer says our 98% retention rate speaks volumes about our commitment to our people. We take pride in fostering careers that are as rewarding as they are fulfilling. His accent is thick, isn't it? The old Count Dunkula. We cultivate a culture of growth where nurturing talent from within is at the core of our ethos. With structured career paths and transparent promotion practices, our team has a clear view of how to progress within Orion's organizational structure. The commitment to internal development is evidenced by the fact that 20% of our employees received promotions this year, and all of our mid-level managers have risen through the ranks internally. Wow, that's crazy that they did that. Orion offers annual tuition subsidies of up to $5,000 for continuing education and certifications. Looking forward, Brandeth of IWCW states that while there has been some pullback in the construction industry, he sees that as being somewhat necessary. We believe this pullback was necessary and will be healthy for the industry in the long run, he observes. We are excited for the future growth of Vancouver Island, and we believe our company is well positioned to take advantage of the growth both up and down the island. Archer is also bullish on the industry's future in the province. The construction industry in BC is undergoing significant transformation driven by emerging technologies, evolving workforce dynamics, and renewal emphasis on community-focused design. He points out, adding Orion is on the list of Canada's top growing companies. We are proud to be at that forefront of these changes. Orion is committed to leveraging technology to enhance their design-build processes, which is, again, attractive to prospective employees. Your dream was to marry Ashley Collingbull, but that didn't happen. Companies need to take workers and create the perfect worker. And they can. But you got to start young before they get into habits that are not good, and that you can mold them into what you need, and for a worker. From the belly button down, you're certain. Normal from the belly button up. From the belly button down, you're certain she weighs 125 kilos. Yeah, there you go. Well, that was that one. This one is pretty funny because AC, Angry Canadian, he has referred to me as Mike Rowe Light. And this is from the original Mike Rowe. Dealing with alarming math, Mike Rowe raises concerns over shortage of skilled tradespeople in the U.S., despite these jobs offering a straight path to a six-figure salary. Dreams are rarely useful. The perfect worker needs to be perfect. Needs the perfect woman. Elon, we need those cat girls. Stat. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, thanks, AC. That was good. That was clever. You came up with that. I'll take that moniker of Mike Rowe Light. But yes, let's get some. I agree with G. I think we need some cat girls. At Aris, you dream of isekai. We all want isekai. All right, here we go. For every 5 tradespeople who retire, I'm going to say tradesmen from now on. Tradespeople just sounds dumb. For every 5 tradesmen who retire, only 2 are entering the field. That's according to TV presenter Mike Rowe, who recently appeared on Fox News to talk about the alarming math he says the blue-collar segment of the economy faces. Rowe told Fox's Brian Kilmeade that 16 years ago he helped start a campaign to promote a couple of good jobs that nobody seemed to want, that nevertheless gave you a straight path towards a 6-figure salary. We've been beating the drum ever since, he said. Has Rowe's drumbeat finally caught the attention of younger Americans? You guys tell me. Gen Z takes up trade jobs. Tradespeople kind. Oh, I swear, G. I swear. Prime Minister Numbskull needs a punch for that one. Gen Z Americans those born between 1997 and 2012 are increasingly attracted to skilled trades, according to the second annual Future of the Skilled Trades report from gig work platform Thumbtack. More than half of this cohort said they were considering a job in the trades. The report goes as far as to label Americans in this age group the tool belt generation. Yeah, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. You just want to run quality assurance in another one. Nice one, Fabric. Very good. Somewhere around 5 pounds, ASE 2 kilos or newer to sufficiently damned actual imperial bullshit. Hey, yeah, what can I say? 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds, you guys. 1 kilo, 2.2 pounds. Okay. However, Mike Rowe and his ilk may not be the driving force behind this shift. Instead, younger Americans say they're inspired by what they see on social media. Are you kidding me? Skilled trades work has become more Instagrammable in recent years, said 60% of respondents. A huge attraction for a generation that is chronically online. If they're chronically online, how are they going to come to work and do trades jobs? Because you're not allowed to be constantly online when you're working on the site. You will get kicked off. There are places that don't allow you to have a phone even on site. So, good luck there, tool belt generation. The number of trades-related posts on TikTok and Instagram surged 50% from 2023 to 2024, according to the report, while 77% of Gen Z say they've seen more attention being paid to skilled trades recently. Besides looking cool online, younger Americans might be attracted to these roles because of higher salaries and promising growth. A cable technician and an aircraft mechanic can earn an average salary of $70,000 and $82,000 respectively, according to Indeed. Whoa, that's pretty... Wow, that is good. Frontline jobs in the emerging green energy sector are growing rapidly. The number of wind turbine technicians' jobs is expected to grow 60% from 2023 to 2033, while the number of solar installer jobs is expected to grow 22% over the same period. If you're looking to discover a new career and earn a competitive salary too, Indeed outlines a simple series of steps. None of your nephews are degreed good lads. Rompers will make a comeback. You need my measurements in freedoms per eagle. You want to drive a cash cab? That looks fun. yeah, exactly, Fabric. Tool belt generation? No. How to get into the trades. Here we go. The first step for anyone looking to get into the trades, according to Indeed, is to complete high school. Okay, yeah. You can make it up to grade 10. Usually they'll accept a grade 10. Skilled trades usually don't require a college degree, but most require a high school diploma or GED. The next step is to pick the right trade depending on your skills, strengths, and interests. If you don't enjoy working outdoors, repairing wind turbines might not be a good fit for you. Also, heights. Not just outside, but you're up high on that damn wind turbine. You could consider plumbing or elevator maintenance instead. Once again, elevator maintenance. You might be working up high, Once you've picked a trade, find technical schools or trade certification classes at a community college to start training. This database search for accredited institutions could be a good place to start, and there's a hyperlink there. After a basic certification, you could seek out an apprenticeship program that allows you to develop skills while being paid on the job. During the apprenticeship, you obtain a license to practice in your field and eventually graduate to journeyman, a senior designation that indicates a level of mastery over a trade. This process might take several years, but if you accumulate enough experience and credentials, you could break into the six-figure salary club, as Rose suggests. Yeah, also, wherever you're working at, if you have tradesmen there, find out if they would want an apprentice. Just be like, hey, I see you have a welder here. Do you guys need a welding apprentice? I'd like to learn, maybe even part-time. Can I do some prep work for the welder? Can I, learn to do some welding? When the welder goes on holidays, I can fill in for him. Stuff like that. If you don't finish high school, but you can weld underwater, no one is going to hassle you. No, they won't. Until you can't weld underwater. Yeah, exactly. No, it's the thing. Like you say, you'll find out what you have an aptitude for. Are you good with your hands? Do you like heights? Are you good? Do you have a penchant to be in scuba gear for the underwater welding? Are you comfortable with that? Because a lot of people aren't comfortable with scuba diving, staying underwater. Susan Tube got rid of your comment. You believe this about Gen Z mainly so we look superior to millennials? We'll always be superior, G. Well, let's skip by this last article and let's get to picture time. It's picture time. Yeah, I figure we'll do that. I got pictures and video today. So, hope you guys are ready. So, I got this first picture here. Okay, this shows on the left, this one here. This is a pipe nipple. It is NPT, which stands for National Pipe Taper. This over here, this is a JIC fitting. This does not seal on the threads. Pipe seals on the threads. JIC does not seal on the threads. It seals on this face here, which is a 37-degree angle. And it's supposed to be a nice clean face, and that's where it seals on. This is where you make your pitch for getting a DVM with large breed specialty After all, the average feminist wears size 20. Even if I was a large breed, I wouldn't want to go near one of those there, Fabric. But yeah, you guys can be a vet like Fabric and do the large breed. Cows, horses, blue-haired land whales. This rusty thread did happen. You bet it did. Yeah, Godzillionaire knows. Everyone's favorite kaiju's in the house. You know you can't connect a pipe fitting NPT to JIC. That is not going to seal. You're going to leak everywhere. And I found this and I'm like, damn contractors, must have been them. So there's another shot of it from the other direction. Your JIC fitting here, your NPT pipe fitting at the top. So you know what? Old Pop has to spring into action. If it looks like Aaliyah from MMX or Cosmos, I don't know. You got her, Aris. So, this is what you do. You go get yourself a pipe fitting to JIC fitting. You put that in. Now, as everyone can see, there's the 37-degree angle on that connection, which will fit this connection. And you won't have any leaks. So, just for your own information, pipe fittings seal on the threads. JIC fittings seal along this face here, along the 37-degree angled face, not on the threads. And they use them in hydraulics all the time, so you know they're strong, and they can put up with high pressures. Was the JIC female fitting still usable? Yeah, I reused it, Godzillionaire. I thought it was all right. So I reused it, and they did a pressure test after, and it passed. Every time you do a line break, which is unscrewing a piece of hose or pipe or anything like that, they always have to get pressure checked and leak checked. Always. So if I do something like this, I will put it together, and then I will tell the operators, okay, you guys need to pressure check and leak check that thing. And they will go and do that. And they will come and tell me, yes, it passed the leak check, or no, it did not. So there you go. There's the right, once again, from a different angle. The JIC to pipe fitting right here, which is going into a ball valve. This is a ball valve it goes into. And then there is the JIC female fitting. And yes, you assume that fitting's gender. That bullshit's used on pressure washer guns? Really? NPT on one side, metric bullshit. It wasn't metric. At least I don't think so. I'd have to check and see what their thread pitch is and all that for on JIC. But that, if you ever see that, make sure you make mention of it. Say something to someone. Hey, I can't connect this fitting to this because it's going to leak. You didn't have to leak check when you were younger? No, you just went, right? That's what diapers are for. Can't fool you. It's obviously a lightsaber. Oh, obviously. Okay. Oh, yes. And yeah, so that was the one thing I found last week that was incorrectly done. Enjoy some Nami while I find my other pictures here. Okay. They won't tighten? Sounds like you need a bigger wrench. Yeah, get the pipe wrench, right? 24-inch pipe wrench. We'll tighten it down. Okay, so the title of the stream was Inclement Weather. Well, as some of you may or may not know, living up in Canada, we get snow here. And on the day that it was snowing, which was, I took this picture on the 21st, which was a Thursday, we had some snow, and you can see the flakes falling in the picture here. But these hoses need to be changed. They were past their service life. Every 5 years, we have to change out these hoses. They're stainless braided hose, and they need to be changed out. On a side note, am I watching Landman on Paramount Plus? Oh, I don't have Paramount Plus, Godzilla, anymore, but it sounds interesting about guys working in the oil patch. I've heard a lot of stories. From guys that have worked in the oil patch, like, because we're pretty close to. I shouldn't say we're close. You know, Fort McMurray is like 4 hours away, but that's where all the oil sands are, and you hear a lot of people coming out of there, and they tell you a lot of stories. Looks like all those libtards falling from the sky. Yes! Watch, beware. So there's the one side. There's 3 hoses. You can't see the third one. And they have to be disconnected from the flanges on that side and on that side. And there's another shot of one of the ones there because we have double jacketed. Okay, so a double jacketed hose has a hose going over top of another hose. And if the inner one leaks, the outer one will stop it from going to atmosphere, but it will also alert us that there is a leak, because having hydrogen sulfide in these lines, it will kill you with the concentrations that we have. It is 99.9% pure, and 500 parts per million, you're dead, man. Like, you inhale that much, you're dead. Pulmonary edema, poof, you're done for. So double jacketed hoses. And there's the connection there. And I will show you. I've got a video for you guys. Got a video too. Just gotta find it. Okay. Yep. Make it big for you guys so you can see. Don't be ducking with you with flanges, nor your digits. No. All right, so you can't see, but this is a rail car, a tank. There's a rail car that these hoses connect to, and it's right below there. So right now they're disconnected. They disconnect them so that I can do my thing that I need to do. Flanges, toe bones. So here we go. You can see the snow falling. The snow is coming down. There we go. There's the short hoses to change. And there you go. There's the snow on the ground. There's the snow blowing. There's the tank cars. Remember, only double-jacketed hosers don't practice proper safety. Yeah, eh? Don't be a double-jacketed hoser. 7th to 8th grade biology class was forever ago. Yeah, I hear that. James. So yeah, like I said, as you see here, those hoses, I've changed those already. Those are easy. 3 flanges, boom, done. Those get changed out. Those are also double jacketed. You can tell because they have a pipe nipple coming out. That's a gauge, and it runs to a smaller hose that runs to the gas detector. Ooh, snow. It was 26 degrees here this weekend. Yeah, Godzillionaire. I know. Your mom told you to never double wrap when you find your first love. Jeez, DJ. Didn't she want you to be careful? But yeah, they run along here. And there is those short ones. Snow is falling constantly. There's the small hose that runs to the gas detector. And there's the view out there. Lots of snow. It's just coming. It just keeps coming. It's not stopping. So yes. So yeah, I took these guys out, and each hose takes about an hour. You're probably wondering to yourself, Pop, why did you take an hour? Well, look how close these things are together. You just have a hell of a time getting a wrench in there, trying to take each one of these off. And then I'm on a step ladder as well. And you move over and you do this other side. And it's freezing out, and the hand, you're not very dexterous when you're out in the cold. So your hands are freezing. It's hard to wear gloves, but you do what you can. You have to make sure everything goes back together properly and tight, and everything is square. You can't have flanges not be square to one another, because then you'll have leaks. Why does it take an hour? It all pays the same. I don't want to be out there. Each hose takes an hour. That's 3 hours out of my day I have to spend outside. But yeah, I was out there for probably closer to 4. If you count, yeah, I took lunch as well, but I had to fit pipe in the snow uphill both ways. Yeah. Finicky excrement. Yeah, it gets that way, James. But yeah, you have to put the bottom ones in, and then you got to put in the gasket, and then once you put the gasket in, you put the 2 on top, tighten those up, make sure they're nice and square. Go around them just to make sure. We're dealing with hydrogen sulfide here, guys. Like this is a deadly gas. I don't want any leaks anywhere. So I take my life into my hands. When we're dealing with hydrogen sulfide, you have to be extremely careful. What kind of wrench? Is a combination wrench there, DJ. I believe 1 1/16 inch. And sometimes I'd use the box end, sometimes I'd use the open end. I'd also try to use a ratchet just because that would speed it up a bit. Subscribe to Snowdub. I mean, I like Snowdub's channel. I watch him occasionally as well. He's got a good channel. If you like those sort of things, you know, and I always tune in to see Punkwaddle, because hey, who doesn't like Punkwaddle? He's a good positive penguin. You were thinking Captain Capitalism, Aaron Clary. I've never heard of that guy before. There was a no down. God, I hate boomers. He used. Sometimes your robot shows up, DJ. Yes, that's right. Your robot does show up. He shows up on Floral's channel as well. You got to go. Fun, take care. Right on. Thank you, Oris. I appreciate you coming out, man. It was great to see you. Make sure you guys tune in to Oris. He's out there on Rumble, I believe, where I've seen him before. But check him out. AKA Asshole Consulting. Yeah. All right, so this is me having it loosened up. You got to loosen it up and let it air out a bit. Get all those gases out of there. Get that gas out. Jokes aside, people with inside jobs envy people with outside jobs until that wind picks up. Yeah. No, you got it right, Fabric. It's like, boy, I'd like to work outside. Okay, come with me. Then they work outside and they're like, boy, I'd like to go back inside. And you're like, yeah, go on. I dress for it too, though. I've got the snow pants. I've got the parka. I've got the balaclava. You know, all the things. I've got the minus 30 degree Celsius gloves. So I got all that stuff that I need to try to survive out there in the cold. I don't like it, but I got it. So yeah, that was done. I did that. Took care of it. Everything's changed now. They're good for another year. And then another year, I got to take them down, send them out for hydro testing, and then bring them back again. And hydro testing is they plug one end and they pump water into it at a certain pressure, check for leaks. And if nothing leaks, then they call it okay. And it has to be a certain pressure at a certain temperature. And they're like, okay, this thing checks out. Here you go. Here's your hose back. So that's what gets done. So yeah, double braided or double jacketed steel braided hose. That's a thing, in case you didn't know. I think the closest thing to steel braided hoses would be brake lines on your car, I guess. But yeah, there you are. All right. Well, hey, that was all right. I think I'm going to wrap her up there, you guys. I really do appreciate you guys coming out. Everybody that came out today, thanks, man. Thanks, you guys. You know, I really appreciate it when you guys all show up here. The great interaction is great. I like showing you all this stuff. I like hearing you guys' stories and when you ask questions. Really good stuff. If you could do me a favor, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. You know, spread the word. Tell your friends. Tell them old Pop's here, you know. He streams on Saturdays and Sunday morning and on Tuesdays. And I will always extol the virtues of being in the skilled trades. So anybody that wants to stop by and they need some advice or career advice and want to get into the trades, send them my way. So if the pressure test passed, did they say, take off, you hose? Oh! Wrap her up, but not twice like Ronnie's mom said. Yeah, there you go, G. Oh, you can buy external braided hose for automotive, but unless you're a racer, not worth the coin. Okay. Good to know, James. And speaking of which, thanks to James, we're going to have that big screen for Saturday on the game stream. More Yu-Gi-Oh! For the DS. This thing looks great now. I've stretched it out. We got it all taking up the screen. You guys should be, won't have to squint now to see what's going on. Me neither. It'll be a great time. And I hope to see you there on Saturday, 9 a.m. when I play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Then on Sunday, it's Sunday Anime Chat. I have no idea what the theme is going to be yet, but I have to put some thought into it and think about what I want to present to you guys. It is the last month of the year. We might do a monthly wrap-up or something to that effect. I'll have to come up with something. Tits, James, are you calling him, or are you saying that's what you want to see on stream? Yeah, there's other good channels out there too. People I personally watch and enjoy, like Pacific 4 and DJ Ronnie G, who was in the chat. There's Brandon, the anime guy. There's Carl at the RNG podcast. There's Tomby, the bloke from across the sea. Angry Canadian, he was in the chat. Always like tuning in and watching AC do his stuff. There's Nerdporo Lifeform, Punk Waddle, everyone's favorite penguin. And don't forget Infinite Metal. Very enjoyable watching Infinite on Twitch there. He's got a good stream going on. Plays retro games, has a pet dragon named Skelly, has a good old time. I really enjoy watching Infinite Metal. Waifus all months, every month. As a request from everyone's favorite kaiju. Yes, G. Happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends. You know, yes, I know we had it in October as Canadians. I don't know why we do, but we do. Jeez, I'd have to look into it to find out. But yes, happy Thanksgiving to all the people in the chat who celebrate this great holiday in the correct month. Hope you guys have a good time. Be careful on Black Friday if you're going out shopping. Don't get trampled. Don't get hurt. Do you really need another big screen TV? Probably not. If you like a nice set of those, just watch Refashioned Hippie. Okay. How about Unintentional Villains? Oh, that's pretty niche. I wonder if I could find that. Yeah, AC, thanks for hanging in there, man. Everyone have a wonderful day. Yes, exactly, Fabric. Exactly. Canadian is angry. Thanks for putting the link in there, DJ, for Angry Canadian. And Punk Waddles. Look at DJ working. DJ's working overtime there, throwing the links out. So yes, and then come by next week, everybody. Trades Talk will be here again. I'll be here. I'll try to have more pictures, more videos, and more articles on the skilled trades. And I hope to see you guys here. I had a fun time. I hope you did too. Let's do this again. Hopefully, I'll see you guys on Saturday. And until then, every American deserves an 80-inch TV. One TV for each waifu. Yeah, I agree, G. And hey, he's a lentosa. Until next time, you guys, I've been Pop, and I am signing off.